Hello everyone, here I am going to present on the topic generalized frequency division multiplexing. I am myself Junaid Kohar, and here I am going to talk about the partitioning of time and frequency, about the GFDM system model, and about the GFDM transmitter and the channel model, and the GFDM receiver double-sided interference cancellation application. And coming to the inferences now, introduction now. GFDM aims to overcome the major broadband and real-time challenges for 5G system. It defines a transceiver architecture and a physical concept. It is non-orthogonal and digital multi-carrier transmission scheme. So it enables frequency and time domain multi-user scheduling compared to OFDM. So it enables both frequency and time domain multi-user scheduling. Now, it is proposed to address emerging requirements in cellular systems such as opportunistic use of spectrum and M2M communication with special attention to asynchronous low-duty cycle transmission and exploration of non-continuous bandwidths. As we know that spectrum is scarce, so opportunistically use of spectrum is a very essential need nowadays. So it is useful in that, and M2M means machine-to-machine communication. It aims at combining the flexibility and simplicity of OFDM with stronger interference reduction mechanisms. Means the ISI will be lowered in these cases. Now coming to the partitioning of time and frequency, GFDM can be seen as a general block-based multi-carrier concept which contains OFDM, SCFD as well as SCFDM as a special file. SCFD stands for single carrier frequency domain equalization, and SCFDM stands for single carrier frequency division multiplexing. So we can see that GFDM turns into F2M when M is equal to 1. Here M is the number of time slots, and A is the FNH Hermitian matrix, and B is the FN matrix. What is FN? FN is the n-Clausen Fourier matrix. SCFD is obtained when K is equal to 1. Means K is the number of samples. Frequency domain equalization is obtained when number of samples is equal to 1. And SCFDM of several SCFD signal is obtained when G is a Dirichlet pulse. Dirichlet pulse means pulse which is similar to a sync pulse. Now coming to the GFDM system model, it has a binary source which is the input, then we have the encoder, then we have the mapper which maps the signal, then we have the GFDM modulator, then we add the cyclic prefix, then we pass through the wireless channel. After passing at the receiver, we have to synchronize the received signal, we have to remove the cyclic prefix, we have to again pass through the equalizers, we remove the ISI, and GFDM's demodulator, the demapper, decoder, and the binary sync. Binary sync is the receiver. Now coming to I am going to explain about the DM transmitter every blocks. Now first block is the encoder, as I have already told. Encoder is a data source provided by the binary data B, which is encoded to obtain BC, which this is the function of the encoder. Now coming to the mapper, every subcarrier is modulated individually using some form of called QAM. Now QM signaling. A mapper example of a mapper can be a QAM. Maps that encoded bits to symbol from a 2 to the power mu. Mu is the mu valued complex constellation. Mu is the modulation order. Now coming to the GFDM modulator, it is a subcarrier wise digital pulse shaping. A subcarrier up conversion is applied in the GFDM modulator. Cyclic prefix insertion. Why we need to add cyclic prefix? We need to add cyclic prefix is added to preserve the circular structure of the transmit signal. It enables to make frequency domain equalization possible at the receiver after multiple path effects apply in the channel. Now coming to the receiver block diagram, here I have taken two examples. First example I am telling about the different time slots in which the receiver can be, then the transmitter can be segmented. Now in this there are time slot 1 to m, and each time slot had its different mapper and its different modulator, and the serial to parallel. First we have to convert this to the parallel conversion, and have its own cyclic prefix. And now coming to the another version, here we can see that there are different subcarriers. In the first we have seen that it is divided into different time slots. Here we can see it is divided into different subcarriers. Subcarrier 1, subcarrier 2, like that to subcarrier 1. The rest of the things are similar. All the mappers are used, demodulators are used, and the cyclic prefix is used. Rest everything are similar. Now coming to the GFDM channel model. GFDM channel model is similar to any channel model, where y is equal to hx plus w, where y is the received signal, h is the channel matrix, and w is the noise in the channel. Now coming to the GFDM receiver, as I have already told, the G in the receiver part, first is the synchronization. Time and frequency synchronization are performed yielding y of s. Y of s will be the output of the synchronization block. Now coming to the cyclic prefix removing, we have inserted the cyclic prefix, now we have to remove it. The cyclic prefix is removed under the assumption of perfect synchronization. Y of s is equal to y. The cyclic prefix can be utilized to simplify the model of the wireless channel to y is equal to hx plus w. Now equalizer, cyclic prefix allows employing zero forcing channel equalization as efficiently used in OFDM. The overall transceiver equation can be now written as h y is equal to h a t plus w. After equalization, which can be written as h inverse. H inverse with we have to apply the equalization into h into a into d plus h inverse a w. Now h inverse and h gets cancelled. We get a d and w bar. Now now about the GFDM demodulator. Several standard receiver options for the GFDM demodulator are available in literature. Some of them are matched filter receiver, zero forcing receiver, and minimum mean square error receiver. In the minimum mean square error, the mean square error will be the less. So matched filter is the most hardware efficient, but mean square error will give the least error. Matched filter may have some error in detection. Now demapper, the received signal D are demapped to produce a sequence of bits BC. Decoder BC are passed to a decoder to obtain B. B will be the received output. Now coming to the double-sided interference cancellation. In GFDM, self-created ISI and ICI exists due to non-orthogonal aperture. To cancel this double-sided interference cancellation, algorithm is implemented. With DSIC, interference from both adjacent subcarriers are removed simultaneously. For subcarrier A, assuming subcarrier A, the data on K-1 and K+1 subcarriers are sent to IC, interference cancellation unit. This data is subjected to transmitter processing and interference cancellation signal is obtained. The cancellation signal is then subtracted from the received signal Y of n. Now we will get the ISI-free received symbol. Now this mitigates the inter-carrier interference from subcarrier K-1 and K+1. After that, the interference cancel signal is again subjected to GFDM receiver processing. IC process continues in a similar fashion for all subcarriers. Here I have already told that it can be a number of subcarriers, so the interference cancellation continues in a similar fashion for all the subcarriers. Now coming to how it is interference cancellation is done. Here we can see that a receiver and transmitter of a GFDM modulator. Now here only the difference is the interference cancellation algorithm is applied after the GFDM demodulator and it is fed back to the equalizer. Here this will give the free the transmission receiver reception which will be free of ISI. Now coming to the application of the basic idea of GFDM is to transmit a block of frame composed by m time slots, and with k subcarriers, different application can be assessed by a single modulation with different parameter setting instead of multiple solutions. This flexibility includes the partitioning of time and frequency resources, coherence time and coherence bandwidth. Now about the disadvantage, what will be the disadvantage? Coherence time and coherence bandwidth impose a restriction to the number of symbols, subsymbols and subcarriers. So coherence time and coherence bandwidth of the channel has to be properly taken into consideration. So, here are my references and thank you.